Card Interstellar, rise from the slum to the top. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 1, From the Garbage Heap to the Interstellar. In the interstellar age, cards were not just a game tool, but a symbol of power, money, and status. Everyone aspires to have a powerful deck of cards, and the crafting of such cards is a delicate and sacred craft. But for many people living in the slums, these cards are just a remote luxury, and even their daily lives are plagued by heavy labor and scarce resources. The protagonist's name is Zhou Suining. She was originally a scientific researcher from the depths of the mountains, but in an unexpected space-time distortion, she traveled to this alien world and became an ordinary person in a slum. Life here is very different from her original world. Without the support of high technology and the research environment she was familiar with, she could only rummage through the garbage heap for food and struggle with all kinds of harsh living conditions. Whenever she looked down in the garbage heap in search of anything that would earn her living expenses, the surrounding residents always had contempt in their eyes and disdain for her, a person from the deep mountains. However, Zhou Suining was not willing to live like this. She was once a genius in the world of science and was no stranger to how cards worked. Over the years, she's been thinking in her head about how to combine the technology she knows with the cards of this interstellar age. One day, while flipping through discarded books, she stumbled upon a book called The Basics of Card Making. Although the content of the book is simple and primitive to her, she feels that it is full of infinite possibilities. This is the opportunity for her to change her fate. She decided to start with the most basic card restoration, and although she didn't have a professional card-making experience, she learned the knowledge and principles she learned in modern research that allowed her to apply them flexibly. She didn't have the high-end materials on hand, nor did she have sophisticated equipment, but none of that could stop her determination. Chapter 2, The First Try. In the corner of the slum, Zhou Suining set up a humble stall and began to repair the abandoned cards. At the time, a lot of people didn't bother with these broken cards because they thought they couldn't be used again. Zhou Suining did not give up. She used discarded electronic components, and even some inconspicuous materials in life, and began to repair them. From time to time, she also recalls modern dynamics and adjusts the structure of each card. Although the appearance of these cards is not perfect, they are able to function properly, which is already a miracle for the people of this world. One day, an interstellar merchant from the wealthy district passed by her stall and saw a gold card she was repairing. This gold card, although it has a dilapidated appearance, strangely exudes a strong energy fluctuation. The merchant approached curiously and asked, "Can this card still be used?" Zhou Suining smiled slightly, and with a slight movement of her fingers, the card flashed with golden light, and the originally silent card was instantly activated, emitting a strong energy. The merchant looked at her in amazement, his eyes full of admiration. How did this happen? Zhou Suining was noncommittal, but replied indifferently, "It's a little tricky." Intrigued by her skills, the businessman decided to buy the gold card and offered to help her improve her skills further. Zhou Suining secretly calculated in her heart that this was the first step in her rise. Chapter 3, Towards the Stars. As time passed, Zhou Suining's card repair skills became more and more proficient, and she not only repaired more and more cards, but even began to create some new types of cards. These new cards are extremely innovative in terms of structure and energy use. Eventually, her name began to spread among the slums, and more people began to come to her to fix cards or buy cards. However, Zhou Suining did not stop here. She knew that the resources and technology of this interstellar world were far beyond her imagination, and it was far from enough for her to stay at this level. So, she decided to venture into the mainstream market of the interstellar network. Here, many professional card makers and businesses are competing, and she, a small person from the slums, is undoubtedly an outlier. Everything on the Star Network is full of challenges for Zhou Suining, whether it is complex rules or strong opponents, it is a huge pressure for her. She was confused for a while, but she always believed that her research background would be the cornerstone of her success. She carefully studied the card-making knowledge on Star.com and found that most of these professional card makers relied on high-end materials and a quiet environment to create cards, and their voices were very divine. However, these conditions do not seem to matter to her. She instinctively didn't like the flashy arguments and decided to go her own way. One day, at a lively auction, Zhou Suining casually used a self-made diversion to hook out a gold card, which easily attracted the attention of the people around her. Everyone was amazed that she was able to craft such a high-level card in such a short period of time, and that its energy operation was very stable. The judges at the auction looked at her in amazement. "How did you do it?" Zhou Suining smiled indifferently. "It's just that the structure has been changed, there's nothing special." With the success of this gold card, Zhou Suining's fame spread rapidly in the interstellar society, and her cards began to circulate in the high-end market. She went from a small person living in the slums to the top of the stars. Chapter 4, From Nothing. With Zhou Suining's rise in the interstellar market, she gradually attracted more people's attention. Originally, those high-ranking interstellar nobles also began to show a strong interest in her technology. Each of her cards, both in terms of quality and functionality, shocked the market, and countless interstellar merchants rushed to work with her. Zhou Xuaning's success does not only come from her skills, but also from her innate pragmatism. In this world of luxury, she always maintains her calmness and sanity, and deeply embeds the instinct of scientific research in the process of making each card. Rather than chasing those flashy appearances, she focused all her mind on the usefulness of the cards and the stability of her energy. One day, she sat in her newly built studio, looking at the glittering card in her hand, and felt a little emotional. She knows that this is just the beginning, and that there are more challenges waiting for her on the road ahead. However, when she looked back at the road out of the garbage heap again, Zhou Xuaning understood that no matter how bright the future was, she would never forget her poverty and hardship, all of which were the cornerstones of her journey to the top. Chapter 5, Uncovering the Truth. Zhou Xuaning's success has attracted the attention of various interstellar forces, whether it is the business empire or the high level of the Interstellar Federation, they all hope to be able to bring her under their command. Each faction has its eye on her card technology and is willing to use any means to acquire her technology. However, Zhou Xuaning's eyes did not stop at these power struggles, she always remained calm and focused her attention on the innovation of card making. At this moment, Zhou Xuaning began to receive some mysterious messages. This information comes from a mysterious figure named Yan Yunjing, who claims to be a guardian from the depths of the stars. Yan Yunjing showed great interest in Zhou Xuaning's card technology, and hinted that her technology was not simply repairing cards, but involved some extremely esoteric technology and energy system, which was closely related to the ancient secrets of the stars. Your technology is not something that the world can fully understand, Yan Yunjing's message reads, the cards you have made have an energy fluctuation that has surpassed the current level of technology. This information made Zhou Xuaning's heart ripple. She never imagined that her card skills could have such a deep background. She began to further study the information provided by Yan Yunjing, and found that the energy and structure involved in the data were subtly similar to the scientific principles she had previously studied. This made her wonder if the card technology she mastered was related to some ancient interstellar civilization. In order to unravel this mystery, Zhou Xuaning decided to explore this hidden truth herself. Yan Yunjing gave her a clue, that is, the ultimate ruins of the Interstellar, a forgotten ancient planet, which is said to have been the birthplace of interstellar civilization, and contains countless unsolved mysteries. Chapter 6, The Ultimate Site. Zhou Xuaning decided to embark on this unknown journey, taking her cards with her cards and several trusted companions to this ancient planet that had been sealed for thousands of years. Their interstellar journey was not smooth, and they encountered all kinds of unforeseen dangers along the way. In addition to the attacks of interstellar pirates, there are also obstructions from some powerful forces. The major interstellar forces are full of untouchable longing for this ultimate site, and knowing that this planet is extremely sinister, they still send various agents to find the secrets inside. After many life and death challenges, Zhou Xuaning and her companions finally arrived at the entrance of the ultimate ruins. It is surrounded by a mysterious protective shield that only those with special clearance can enter. However, Zhou Xuaning did not give up. She used her deep understanding of the card structure to successfully crack the operation mechanism of the protective shield. After passing through the shield, they entered the ruins of an ancient city. The architecture here is unique, like a heritage of an ancient civilization, and the walls are carved with intricate symbols and patterns that seem to record the history of this interstellar civilization. Zhou Xuaning walked on the streets of the city and felt a strong energy fluctuation. She felt that her cards seemed to have some kind of special reaction in this land. She decided to explore further, and found a huge temple in the ruins. Chapter 7, Ancient Secrets. In the center of the temple, there is a giant stone tablet shrouded in light, on which an ancient interstellar symbol is inscribed. Zhou Xuaning stepped forward and lightly touched the steel, and in an instant, the entire temple emitted a dazzling light, and the surface of the steel began to change, revealing a strange text. These words did not belong to any language she knew, but Zhou Xuaning's scientific intuition told her that these words were actually some kind of ancient data encoding, recording the core technology of this interstellar civilization. She typed the text into the device she carried with her and began analyzing the data. Over time, Zhou discovered that these ancient data actually recorded a technique known as divine power cards, an extremely advanced card-making technique that could deeply integrate interstellar energy with card structures to create cards that were more powerful than any current technology. The source of this technology is this extinct interstellar civilization. Zhou Xuaning suddenly realized that the reason why she was able to rise in such a short period of time was not simply because of her own wisdom, but because she had inadvertently activated this ancient technique. The cards in her hand may be one of the legacies of this interstellar civilization, and she herself is the key figure in the world's recovery of lost technology. Chapter 8, The Heavy Lifting of Strength. After the exploration of the ancient ruins, Zhou Xuaning returned to the core city of the Interstellar with her newly discovered technology, and this time she was no longer an ordinary person in that slum. She has mastered the power that is enough to change the interstellar landscape. However, this power also brought her unprecedented pressure. Many forces began to fight more fiercely around her, especially the interstellar corporations and political forces that wield enormous resources. Not only do she have to face these power struggles, but she also has to deal with these threats from all sides. Zhou Suining knew that the divine energy card technology she had mastered was not only a symbol of strength, but also a double-edged sword. She must handle these matters carefully, or if she is not careful, this force will turn against her and even change the fate of the entire interstellar world. However, Zhou Suining is no longer the cowardly woman who succumbed to fate. She has experienced poverty and despair, as well as countless challenges and dangers. Now, she holds the interstellar future in her hands and has the power to change the world, and she has decided to stand at the forefront of this world and use her wisdom and courage to control it all. No matter what the future holds, Zhou Suining understands that all these changes start with one of her cards. Underscore 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 un. Epilogue. From the original slum to the current top of the interstellar world, Zhou Suining's rise is not only a personal victory, but also her challenge to this interstellar world order. In her own unique way, she has broken the existing shackles and brought endless possibilities. And in the process, she will also learn how to take on the responsibilities that come with this power, and find her own path in this interstellar world full of variables.